Sometimes you just got to keep going when it seems like you should stop. Sometimes it gets easier right after that, you know? So don't give up. You got a project, don't let your project become somebody else's project when they buy it off of you because you gave up. If you got a dream, make it happen. But it is easier to buy somebody else's project and just finish it if they've already done some hard work. Here we go. Open the cab. The seat is centered. That's the view. Rusty here. It's time to get these brakes off in preparation for my parts arriving. So I'm gonna get to that real quick. Probably take these lines off as well because I mean, at least this rubber line, I think this one might have fluid running to it because it seems to be locking up. So we'll see what happens when I break it loose. What size is this? 11/16? Nope. 5/8 volunteered to come off the pack. That's the one. Gonna use this little 3/8 breaker bar because I've been breaking ratchets, man. We don't need to keep breaking ratchets. Got it. Oh, and fluid's coming out immediately. So that definitely does have fluid running through it. And did it release? It did release. So this hose was for sure catching pretty rough. Try to catch that brake fluid. Before I get to the other side, most of this fluid probably drain out right here through this hose and banjo bolt. Although placement of my jack stands is causing a problem here. There we go. All right, and then the caliper bolt looks like it is 11/16. Try to break this baby free. Got it. Uh-oh. Anyways, that's free. Get this bottom one. This one wants to fight me a little bit, but you can't win, brother. So just give up. I've been told that a bunch of times in my life. I've given up a lot of things too. Sometimes I regret them. But what are you gonna do? That's life. I think it's free, but I gotta push it out or something. Oh, maybe not. There we go. Save these bolts because I bet I got about a 50% chance the new ones they send me with the calipers, if they even send them, might be wrong. So don't give up. Don't give up your bolts. Somebody's calling me. God dang it. Silly ass telemarketers. I don't buy anything unless I want it. I'd say maybe 10 times a year I might actually learn about something new from an ad, and maybe less than 2 times do I actually purchase something based off of an ad. Probably even less than that. if I had to guess. Okay. Well, that's the only 2 bolts holding that thing on. Let me get a little pry bar. All right, let's see if this baby can do the trick. Like it was nothing. Okay. God dang, everything's stuck. Those pads, they still had a little bit of juice left in the tank, but not much. But it was this caliper that was hanging up, I'm sure. It doesn't look too hot. It's all munched up here, which is kind of weird, but we're not going to worry about it. We're just going to set her to the side and move on to the next side. Should be all the tools I need, but maybe not. Sometimes the sizing might have changed, especially since I put the wrong caliper on this side. Put a caliper for an 82 and this is a 72. So it didn't work right. Go figure. This is a smaller size, I can already tell you. But these bolts I probably reused. I probably also torqued them down pretty good, because that's just how I do it. Okay. Looks like that other side is done dripping. Dang. I know what the problem with this one is, but it's got a little alignment tab that rubs against the hub here. Not the hub, but the steering knuckle. Being that it's the wrong one and all. Now if I use the impact, I would just assault your ears. Nothing I hate more than the sound of an electric impact. So I don't have any. And my pneumatic impact, well, that's just too loud. Little rubber O-ring popped out of here, but what do we care? That's just some anti-rattle type nonsense, I think. All right, let's get the drain pan. this isn't actually open. There we go. There. All right. Everything's got to be silly. Come on. There it is. Not going to be able to fit my ratchet in there though. Probably. Yeah, need a short extension. All right. Wonder where that old bolt is. Couldn't say. Maybe the new calipers will come with new bolts. I hope they do. This here in such a way that it will drip down and into the pan. Okay, I knew that one would be stuck as well. They used to make fun of me for my pry bar at Holt Cat. Who's laughing now? These gloves are toast. But we got the brakes off, which is what we wanted, right? And then, oh, she locked. And does she unlock? She does. The hubs work. Not that they are attached to anything, don't have a drive shaft. For my next feed, I'm going to remove this steering damper and see if that's what's causing my hang up when I'm steering. It might just be that this bad boy is at the wrong angle or just broken inside. So we'll see if that's part of the issue. We'll see if it'll just volunteer to come off. If not, we're going to have to use some vice grips. Get a little bit more serious. Oh, okay. There it is. Okay. Shaft's turning like we knew it would. Let me get those vice grips. So I'm trying to turn left, the shaft's trying to turn left. If I wedge it in here like this, it's gonna stop against that steering bar, right? Yeah, of course. Oh, perfect. Now, if you want to remove these the right way, you got to use a wrench or use a vice grip on the end where the nut's coming off, but nobody said we wanted to do it right. We wanted to do it fast because this shock ain't going back on regardless.
We'll let it spin around the other way. This way I can get a better bite on it. Well, she doesn't want to give her, that's for sure. I don't want to have to cut it off, but waste the blade from reciprocating saw on this thing.
And it's still kind of worked, believe it or not. It's super stiff though. I don't know if that's a normal amount of stiffness or not, but let's see if we have anything hanging up when I'm turning the steering left and right now. I sure hope it was just that shock. Put this in the shade. Yeah, it's too close. All right, let's see if we have anything hanging up. I'm just gonna push it by hand real quick. That's all the way this way. I think it's moving free. Huh. It's probably just the angle of that shock, or the shock was just hitting. I'm gonna go ahead and work the wheel and turn it real nice and slow and see if I feel anything. I mean, I know this still needs to be replaced, but not for just moving around the yard and taking it for a test drive. But I can't test drive it if it's gonna hang up and not allow me to turn. I might wreck. Okay, so that's what the problem was. Now I'll get you in here and show you what I can do. Is you see that bracket on the axle tube? It can be adjusted. Same thing with this one. Hope the lighting's good. Same thing with this one. This bracket can be rotated if necessary, and that one on top of the axle can be rotated, so we can get the correct steering geometry so that it's not binding up that shock. And another news, this steering gearbox isn't even properly installed. You can see there's a gap here. They put a nut behind it, and then they didn't attach anything up here at the top. And so we got 2 bolts, got 2 on the bottom and 1 on the top. So I guess that can work if they're tight enough, but I'd like to put something there as well. Even if I gotta get a weird U-bolt or something so that I can pull clamping force that direction. I'll probably figure that out off camera. And there's our new rag joint we put on. Thought that was gonna fix our issue. It probably did fix some of the issue, because I'm sure this broke because that shock was hanging up down there. So anyways, we've made a little bit of progress here. Time to go eat lunch. I did not go to lunch yet. I'm going to go ahead and see about these pieces of plate steel. They call these shims. They use them for house leveling. But this is what I'm going to use to make the risers for my bucket seats. Going to weld them up like so. And we'll see. I'm just going to tack weld one together and see how that looks. And then I'll go to lunch. It was too easy this morning, so we got to do something, get us a little extra struggle going. Okay, that's good for the tack. Let's see. Should weld pretty easy with that nice new metal. But it's 1/4 inch, so that means full power, right? Out of this cheap welder. Let me make sure you can see what I'm doing. Oh yeah, you can see. I'm using my cheap camera for this because if it was to damage the lens somehow, I wouldn't want that. That's more like it. You know, these rubber gloves don't offer much protection. Woo! Alright, the problem I was having is this cut. This cut wasn't that good. So it was making me have a gap here, whereas this other one's pretty straight. But I mean, for just some seat brackets, it's not that serious. Let me go ahead and put the top on and see what it looks like. Not too bad. Not too bad. How do they measure? It's supposed to be 4x4. One side's going to be a little taller, so that's 4 inches. This side's going to be a little taller, 4 3/8 or so. So we're going to repeat this process and weld them up proper, and that's how we're going to lift our seat up, put it higher up. It'll be like that inside the cab of the truck, which will be pretty nice, I think. I'm not going to record all the welding. I'm just going to get the welding done, but now I really am going to go eat. Feel good about this. This is going to work out, and we'll have seats in that truck before too long. All right, here's what we got. Got the passenger side all dummied up into place, and I think it's looking pretty good. Just about as far back as I want it to go. I need to leave space back here for the battery, and I'm going to be putting some speakers back there for the radio as well. Besides, let me get you around and you can see how it looks when someone's sitting in it. All right, I think I got it pretty much where I want it, so. And then I'll move this seat over to the driver's side just to see how it's gonna line up with the steering wheel. But let's check it out. There we go. Nice and comfy. Got the side support. Got these side supports here. Can put my feet on the floor. I think it's going to be fine for driving, but let me shift this seat over. And if you could tell, I got a little piece of angle iron right here. And the idea is that I'm going to put this little piece of flat steel across and make the opposite thing on the other side. And one here and one back here, and that's going to be what I use to support my center console I'm going to make. So I'll make the center console, fit it all out, and then I'll just have to simply bolt it onto this piece of steel, and then that'll be in place. So I think we're coming along with some good ideas. Let me move this seat over to that side and see how it feels when I sit in the driver's. Because the seats are the same, just a little reclining levers on the outside on both seats. So let's see if I can do it without getting out. This whole apparatus ends up being kind of heavy, but I want to be able to bolt my seat belt to the outside of one of these blocks. So to be able to pull that off, they got to be a little more heavy duty. Plus, I don't want them moving underneath me. Okay. I think that's about right. Nice and cozy the way I like it. Oh yeah, this feels good. Can see over the hood. My wheels turn now without hanging up. All I gotta do now is do the welding. Everything's just dummied up here. All right. Yeah, this is feeling pretty good. And I'll have my armrest and then another armrest up here on the console. I think I will put some kind of an armrest. Gotta weld all these things up correctly, and then I'll bring you back for whenever both seats are installed. It might be tomorrow, but maybe I could do it today. Okay, I got both seats in now. You can see it's pretty solidly mounted. Shake the truck with the seat. Let me get on up in here. So there we go. Got the seat reclined. I know it's dark, but I wanted to get this done today. So it is what it is. Sometimes you just got to keep going when it seems like you should stop. Sometimes it gets easier right after that, you know? So don't give up. You got a project, don't let your project become somebody else's project when they buy it off of you because you gave up. If you got a dream, make it happen. But it is easier to buy somebody else's project and just finish it if they've already done some hard work. Here we go. Open the cab. The seat is centered. That's the view. All right, I'm gonna go back and edit this footage. Hope everyone enjoyed watching this. This has been a hard day, but we got a lot done. I got the seats in and I got the brakes off. So hopefully my parts will come in. If not, it doesn't matter. I still have the intake and carb and distributor spark plug wires and spark plugs to do. So we can keep moving forward on this one and hopefully get her on the road in a couple of months.